Let me ask you a question. What is the most important thing for you right now in this time of crisis? Before I tell you, I want to share with you a story about someone I'm now proud to call a friend. In the spring of 2000, he walked out of Green Park Tube down Piccadilly and into the Athenaeum Hotel. He went up to the reception desk, who showed him to the fourth floor, where sat Tom Hardy, Damian Lewis, Andrew Lincoln and John Sim. And he felt good, and the reason he felt good was because his head was in the right place. After some time, he was shown into this huge hotel room where there was a lone chair, and opposite that there was a guy sitting in a chair, and behind him there was a camera and a cameraman, and behind them there was this sea of people all on laptops and mobile phones. And then suddenly from the window there was a voice that said, "Hi there," and it was Tom Hanks. And not just any Tom Hanks, the castaway Tom Hanks with the big beard and the shaggy hair. And why is Tom Hanks there? Because he's auditioning for Tom Hanks. He doesn't let this throw him. He's under pressure, but he maintains his focus. They work the scene a couple of times. Tom redirects him until finally he says, "Fantastic, we'll be in touch." That evening he gets a call from his agent who says Tom Hanks' PA has just been on the phone. They want to pencil you for one of the main parts of Band of Brothers. That's HBO, BBC, Tom Hanks, Spielberg. He thinks that this is going to transform his life. But I'll tell you what happens after I talk to you about mindset. So a number of years ago, I was lucky enough to work with Michael Maynard, who told me about two different types of mindset: the mindset of a victim and the mindset of a survivor or chooser. When the unexpected happens, you are perfectly within your rights to feel like a victim. When things seem unfair, it is natural to cast blame and to feel self-pity. But what happens when you don't? What happens when you choose a different approach? So let me tell you how the story ends. A couple of weeks goes by and he gets a call from his agent who says that Band of Brothers have been on the phone and they want to do a last-minute audition the next day. They're going to bike a script over that he has to learn. This sends him into crisis. He descends into victim mindset. He believes that it's not fair because he's already impressed Tom Hanks, and he starts to blame the fact when the script is late and that he's not going to have enough time to learn it. So he reads it through a number of times and he believes that he's already done enough, and so he decides just to wing it. The next day he turns up to the Groucho Club and he sees Tom Hardy, and his mindset is written all over his face. But my friend's mindset is completely different. He goes into a room with the executive producers and he gets out his script, and they stop him and they ask him whether he's learnt it, and he says no. And they say, "This is Spielberg, this is Hanks, this is BBC, this is HBO. If you haven't learnt your script, then it shows us that you don't care enough. So this is the end of the road for you." He gets shown out of the door, he walks down Dean Street, he walks round Soho Square, he rings his mum, he bursts into tears and realises that he has just made the biggest mistake of his life. And why? Because of his mindset. Imagine what would have happened if he had risen to the challenge. If he had chosen to face the adversity, the short time frame, the added pressure, the need to once again prove himself. Imagine if he had chosen a different mindset. Where might he be? So what do you think happened to him? Well, he's telling you a story about what his mindset cost him, and about how you choose your mindset. So what's the most important thing for you right now in this time of crisis? It's you and your mindset.